As one of the greatest thinkers of antiquity, Epictetus said, "People are not disturbed by events, but by their opinion about them." This phrase becomes central in our endeavor to free ourselves from negative thoughts and emotions using the principles of Stoicism. Welcome to our video dedicated to methods of overcoming negative thoughts using Stoic principles. Don't forget to like this video so that more people can see it and gain valuable advice on overcoming negative thoughts with Stoicism. Your support will help spread this important information. The philosophy of Stoicism includes an important distinction between influence and reaction, which plays a key role in understanding and managing our thoughts, emotions, and actions. According to the Stoics, influence is what lies within our control. It encompasses our thoughts, beliefs, values, and ultimately our decisions and actions. We have complete control over how we interpret events, how we react to them, and what actions we take in response. This aspect of Stoic philosophy asserts that we can govern our inner world independently of external circumstances. On the other hand, reaction is what lies beyond our control. It includes external events, the actions of others, natural disasters, and other uncontrollable factors. Stoics argue that we cannot control these external circumstances, and therefore, focusing on them is futile and even harmful to our inner state. The importance of this distinction lies in realizing that our well-being and happiness depend not on external circumstances, but on how we react to them. Understanding this concept allows us to free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety, stress, and suffering associated with the external world, and to focus on what truly matters, our inner state and our inner world. The principle of acceptance in Stoicism is a fundamental concept that allows us to accept reality as it is and free ourselves from the worry and suffering associated with unpleasant events or thoughts. The essence of this principle lies in acknowledging that there are certain things in life that we cannot change or control. These may be external circumstances, such as loss of a job or the passing of a loved one, or internal states, such as fear, anxiety, or grief. Instead of resisting these unpleasant aspects of life or trying to change what is beyond our control, Stoics urge us to accept them as they are. Accepting reality involves recognizing that all events and thoughts, even if unpleasant or causing suffering, are natural parts of life. This does not mean indifference or giving up on the desire to improve our lives, but rather freeing ourselves from excessive suffering that may arise from struggling against the inevitable aspects of human existence. The principle of acceptance helps us cultivate tranquility, wisdom, and inner peace as it teaches us to see the world as it is and find harmony with this world. It allows us to endure hardships with dignity and humility while maintaining our inner strength and ability to act in the world. Exercises in self-control in Stoicism are practical methods that help us regulate our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to achieve inner peace and wisdom. Here are a few such exercises. Viewing from the outside, imagine yourself observing your life from an outsider's perspective. This helps to see situations more objectively and contributes to the development of emotional balance. Meditation on the eternal. Reflect on the fact that all events in your life, even the most difficult and unpleasant ones, are temporary. Focus on the eternity of time and the perspective of long-term significance. Putting into perspective, compare your problems with what is happening in the scale of the universe. This helps to understand that many of our concerns are insignificant compared to the infinity of time and space. Reverse thinking. Use the reverse thinking method to evaluate situations from different perspectives and find rational and constructive ways to react to them. Virtuous action. Practice virtues such as justice, wisdom, courage, and temperance to strengthen your character and improve your response to life events. These exercises help develop self-control skills, strengthen our emotional resilience, and achieve inner peace amidst life's fluctuations. Using the principle of judging by actions in Stoicism not only brings clarity to our thinking but also helps us develop wisdom and ethical behavior. In essence, this principle suggests that we should assess events and people based on their specific actions and results rather than our biased opinions, emotions, or assumptions. This means we should be objective in our judgments and consider the context and circumstances. Applying this principle allows us to avoid unfair judgments and prejudices. For example, instead of immediately forming conclusions about a person based on their appearance or status, we can first evaluate them based on their actions and behavior. Furthermore, the principle of judging by actions helps us make more informed decisions in our lives. We can analyze the consequences of our actions and choose those that lead to the best outcomes and align with our values and principles. Ultimately, using this principle contributes to the development of our wisdom and ethical awareness, helping us become more responsible and mindful in our thoughts and actions. Putting things into perspective in Stoicism serves as a kind of philosophical scaling. It helps us view our problems and negative thoughts from a broader perspective, going beyond our own ego and assessing them in the context of the universe and time. As a result, it creates something like a cosmic perspective, which helps diminish the significance and impact of our problems. Why is this important? The concept of time and the universe as much more vast and enduring entities than our own lives allows us to realize the relativity of our problems. They seem insignificant compared to the infinite flow of time and space. This gives us the opportunity to reconsider our problems and negative thoughts, freeing ourselves from excessive worries and fears associated with them. Moreover, putting things into perspective helps develop the ability for compassion and empathy. We realize that we are not the only ones facing difficulties and that every person in this world experiences their own pains and trials. This contributes to forming a more tolerant and understanding attitude towards the people around us. Putting things into perspective in Stoicism is a powerful tool for reducing emotional stress, developing compassion and wisdom, and maintaining inner peace in the face of life's difficulties. Looking at our problems and negative thoughts in the context of the universal nature and time allows us to gain a new perspective on our lives and their significance. It reminds us that we are mere tiny particles in the vast canvas of the universe and that many of our troubles may seem insignificant compared to the infinity of space and time. When we realize that the world is not limited to our immediate problems, it helps us stop obsessively focusing on them and broaden our view of the surrounding reality. We begin to understand that our problems are just a small part of what is happening in the world, and that ultimately everything will pass or change. Such a view of the world also helps us appreciate the value of time and focus our efforts on what truly matters. We can reassess our priorities, put our problems into perspective, and find more constructive ways to react to them. Putting things into perspective allows us to reduce the impact of our problems and negative thoughts on our emotional state and make wiser and more conscious decisions in life. Such a broad view of our lives also helps us develop gratitude and appreciation for what we have. When we realize the infinite possibilities and wonders the world offers us, we begin to cherish moments of happiness and joy even more. This can help us endure difficult times with greater strength and resilience, knowing that they are temporary and that happiness can always be found in small but significant moments of life. Putting things into perspective helps us develop empathy and understanding towards other people. We understand that each of us experiences our own difficulties and trials, and that our problems may seem just as real and significant to others as they do to us. This allows us to be more tolerant, compassionate, and supportive in our relationships with others. Putting things into perspective not only helps us reduce the impact of our problems and negative thoughts on our lives, but also contributes to our spiritual growth, the development of gratitude and empathy, and enriches our interpersonal relationships. The practice of gratitude and thankfulness in Stoicism helps us view the world from a new perspective, appreciate what we have, and find joy in small moments. It's important to notice and acknowledge the blessings of life, even in the most mundane situations, such as meeting with friends, watching the sunrise, or simply enjoying a quiet evening at home. This allows us to reconsider our priorities and values, strengthens our emotional well-being, and helps us remain balanced in the face of life's challenges. Moreover, gratitude teaches us to be more tolerant and compassionate towards others, which improves our interpersonal relationships and creates an atmosphere of kindness and support in our lives. In conclusion of the video on applying Stoic principles in everyday life, it's important to emphasize that Stoicism offers us not just a philosophy, but also practical tools for achieving inner peace, wisdom, and happiness. The practice of acceptance, control over reactions, putting things into perspective, and gratitude helps us better understand ourselves, the world around us, and our place in it. I wish for these principles to become an integral part of your life, providing you with confidence and inspiration during challenging times, and helping you unlock your potential to live a fulfilling and meaningful life.